Hi, this is Rice, and I'm going to be casting another Bronze League game. This is another one of TsauR's games. Please tell me I'm saying it right. Okay, if I'm saying it wrong, you need to correct me the next time we talk. Okay, so this is a TVT, and in the top left we have Yeuyus, which is the red Terran, and in the bottom right we have TsauR, the blue Terran. So, giving more advice to TsauR. Okay, I'm not going to say your name anymore. Okay, just going to give you advice now. So I wonder if you actually know any build orders. Like, I'm not like doubting you or anything like that, but I'm just wondering because a lot of people in bronze don't actually know any build orders, or they know like one and then they use the exact same one. Um, anyway, that supply depot is delayed. See, you have 50 or you have like 40 or something. Minerals. Oh, your SCV. Yeah, make an SCV as soon as you get 50. Yeah, timing's really important in the beginning of the game. Um, yeah, so you want, well, I guess you didn't watch the last game that I casted, but when you do decide to watch it, I guess, you'll see that I gave you the exact same advice. You want to have your SCV like right here when you have 100 minerals. So it depends on the map, of course, because on some maps, the ramp is right here. On this map, the ramp is a bit far away, so you probably want to move your SCV to your ramp when you have 50 minerals. Other ones you can wait till like 70 or 80. It really depends, and I can't tell you the timing for every map. You're just gonna have to figure it out yourself. Okay? And you're getting an early gas, and so is your opponent. And please scout next time. Like, okay, I swear, if you do not scout after you watch these two games that I casted, I'm gonna be so mad at you. Okay? You need to scout because you gotta see timings. Okay? You gotta see if your opponent's doing any cheese. You want to know that kind of stuff because you have to be prepared for it, you know, because you don't want like Lings coming like right now. Well, Lings usually won't be here by now, but I'm just saying, right? You don't want that. So you got to make sure you scout, okay? And another important thing is use your minerals because you don't want like, well, okay, right now, yeah, that's understandable. Usually people build like a second racks by now or a factory or something. I don't know. Just use up your minerals. Don't like float so many, I guess. So that's like one important part of macro. You want to keep your money low. You don't want to ever like float like 500 minerals because that means you're not producing. Either you're not producing or you are, but you don't have enough production facilities. Okay. Did you scan? Oh my gosh, you scan his base. Don't do that. Okay. With your first 50 energy, like as soon as your orbital command is finished, you want to get a mule, okay? Now, there are rare cases in which you want to scan before you get a mule, but in most cases you want to get a mule first. Because this, honestly, this scan did nothing. All you saw was the gas and the command center. Okay, so you would actually have seen that if you had scouted earlier. And you would have also seen the racks and the supply depot. So you gotta make sure you scout with like just an SCV. Like even if you don't know anything about timings or like what to look for in a scout, at least just like take your SCV, go around his base, and then go back. Did you really just scan again? Oh gosh, you scanned again, did you? Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't need, you please don't scan. Because okay, most of the time you're not going to get it right because his well, there isn't even that much stuff right now. And his barracks are over here and you didn't even see the other one. So, that's probably really bad. So usually you want to scan the ramp. Um, well, yeah, okay. So usually you either want to scan like near the ramp or you want to scan. You can scan here if you want to get his gas timings, or you can scan like right here. Well, for this map, some maps are different, but for this one, you can just scan like right here. You'll be able to see his two racks and this command center that's building right now. And you're also getting command center of your own, which is good. Now just make sure, keep your money low, and yeah, keep your eye on the top right corner, but don't like freak out when you get supply block, because look, okay, oh my gosh, look, you can't fill in that supply. Okay, like it's not gonna, you're not gonna get to 54 that quickly, because all you're making right now is Marines and SCVs. So I gave you literally the same advice like last game. So please go watch that if you haven't already. And I noticed that you did a, yeah, you did a little attack. Or I don't know if that meant to be an attack or you just wanted to like do a little scouting to see what units he had. I'm not sure. But yeah, usually if you see units at the front of the base like that, it means they expanded or they are getting an expansion because obviously, well, I mean, some people put it there, but usually it's better to put your units over here if you haven't expanded, because then you can just close these up if you do get attacked. And it's a better trope too, since you actually have buildings here and right here you don't have anything. Okay? And yeah, so you float over your command center. Now usually what you want to do is make this into an orbital and then float it, because then you get more, because it takes the same time to morph into an orbital, right? So might as well do it earlier, because when you do it earlier and then when it's floating over here, then you have time to build up energy so you can get mules faster. Now you want to use up this energy. So mules are OP. You always want to get mules. Look, your opponent's getting mules. Let's see, income tab. Look at your opponent's income compared to your own. And you're almost even on SCV count. Well, your opponent's getting a lot more SCVs, but you basically want to use mules, okay? Mules are good. And you gotta rally this worker. Also, bring like half of the SCVs, so which would be 8. This is 8, it just fills up one row, and just bring it over here to mine, okay? Because, I mean, it might feel like, oh, it's a waste because your SCVs are losing so much mining time by like walking all the way over here, but it's actually not. It's more efficient because then you can create more SCVs here, and then you don't have to like rally them over here. You can just rally them right here and then you can mine. Plus, these will get mined out soon. So even if you did keep these here, it would be really inefficient mining when you have like 3 mineral patches and you have 16 SCVs mining 3 mineral patches. Okay? And you definitely want to make this into an orbital. Let's see, what are you getting right now? Just a starport with a reactor, okay? Engineering bay. Oh, double engineering bay? Okay, so I guess you're gonna go for upgrades. Yeah, so look at this. Okay, don't freak out if you're supply blocked. Don't build like 5 supply depots. Unless you're making mass TsauRs and you have 8 factories, then yes, you can go ahead and make 5 supply depots. But in this case, all you've really made are Marines, SCVs, and 1 tank. So you don't, well, back when that was like 52, you know, like, and plus earlier when you had like 20 something out of 50 supply, yeah, you typically don't want that, okay? And I'm not sure, but do you know anything about like supply depot placements? So these are okay, it's just that typically you want to use supply depots to scout. Typically you want to have one here because your opponent can just drop right here, and then if you put a supply depot here, you'll be able to see it before he gets to your base. Now, of course, this is a Bronze League game, so you probably won't get dropped, but I'm just saying, like, you want to kind of put your supply depots just wherever you don't have vision in your base, because you want to like have as much information as possible about the map. And you usually want to put one here unless your army is over here, basically just to keep an eye on the destructible rocks. Now remember, well, okay, you don't remember because you didn't watch it, but in last game I told you to get watchtowers because these are super important. Like, did you see this? This is the line that your Marines made when they went to go attack, right? So right here, so if you had this tower, then and your opponent came to attack you, then you would see everything and then you would be able to prepare for it. Okay? So did you do any scouting at all? No. Okay. So at this point, I wouldn't say like scan here because Sometimes there's nothing here and then it's kind of dumb, but I don't know, like usually what I do is I just bring a worker like right here. Um, and just to kind of like see if he ever gets an expansion. You don't have to put it like right here. You can put it like right here and then you'll be able to see it. Okay? So yeah, because you never want to be behind your opponent, especially in economy. Because even if you do have an army lead with your opponent's economy, he's going to be able to replenish his army faster and eventually defeat your army. So you always want to be even or more on basis. You don't want to be behind. So that's why it's good to keep SCVs here, or like just a marine. So when the SCV comes down to build it, your marine can just kill the SCV, and it's just really funny. But anyway, yeah. So just make sure you scout this kind of stuff. Let's see. So you are pretty behind, and you're supply blocked. Um, okay, so at this point, when you made that one supply depot, that doesn't help. This is the point where you want to make like maybe 2 at a time, because like you're making more units more at a time, and you're also making units that cost like more than one supply, so you do want to make more than one supply depot at a time at this point in the game. In the beginning, you only need to make one at a time. And I can't really tell you like when you should start making 2 at a time and when you should start making 1 at a time. It's just kind of like you'll know once you play a bit more and like you get used to like macroing and constantly producing units. Like you'll know when you need to start making 2 at a time or 3 at a time. Oh, well that must be bad. Okay, I know I just said that typically you don't get dropped in Bronze League, but whoops. No, seriously, like when I was in Bronze League, I never got dropped. But that's because I wasn't in Bronze League for that long. But anyway, like I never got dropped. Oh, he's doing an attack and dropping. Okay, so you see that? You see how much you can see with this watchtower? This is why you want to get the watchtower. Okay? Okay. So you want to have that supply depot right here. Because I mean, yeah, you can see like up to here. But if you had it here, then you can see up to here. And then you can see it a lot earlier. Okay? Because he's coming right now. And that might be bad. So typically, you want to get like a missile turret right here, like right here. Or even like right in that corner. Because you honestly, like getting dropped is one of the worst things ever. I hate getting dropped. And plus the fact that he's on 3 bases and you're on 2, and then he's going to ruin your entire economy with that drop, you're pretty much screwed. Oh, you're going for a drop too. Okay. Only in Bronze League will you see this. It's usually like 2 per base, and then you have like 5 for 1 base in Bronze League. Perfect. Okay, so I think your opponent is gonna go for the drop after he attacks you. Or like when he attacks you. Do you have vision of these rocks? Yeah. I wonder if you're paying attention though. Watch the mini map, okay? Because if you watched it, you probably siege up that tank and put your infantry in the front. Infantry in the front. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. No, no, no. You gotta put your infantry in the front to tank for the tanks. Tank for the tanks. And you gotta actually move. Yeah, okay. So that's good that you beat them, except for the fact that you're getting dropped. So you want to go and take care of that. That's why you need missile turrets. Is that a scouting barracks? Anyway, you gotta have missile turrets, okay? Missile turrets are good. And, okay, I'm glad you actually made that into an orbital. I didn't catch when that happened, but yeah. Okay, so when you do get dropped, you want to drop mules all over the place because your economy is, like, dead. Although you pretty much just lost the game because look at that supply lead. Yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, you want to make sure you know what your opponent is doing, so if he gets a third, you get a third. Okay, that's kind of how it works in bronze, I guess. That's pretty much the only logic there is behind expanding. If your opponent gets a third, might as well get a third. And also, you don't want to fly your medevac like right across the middle of the map because there's probably units. You want to, like, did you see how your opponent cut the corner? You want to take the corner, okay? Because otherwise, like, especially if you like fly it like right here and then he totally sees it, that's like, I don't know, isn't that kind of obvious? Plus, if he had like Marines here, then your entire medevac would go down. So you want to go on the side. Now, of course, there's always times when like your Terran opponent is a complete douchebag and puts a Viking right there, but you know, I mean, usually that doesn't happen, so you do want to go from the side. And stim, 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 stim your Marines. It's good to stim Marines. Even if you don't have medevacs, it's still good to stim. They do more damage. Plus you have combat shield, so it's more effective. Well, I mean your opponent has too, but... Oh, there's your stim. Okay, there you go. He's not even using his medevacs. Okay. Yeah. So pretty much if your base looks like this, it's GG, so you probably just want to leave at this point, unless you have like 3 other bases. But you don't. Yeah, there's the GG. Okay. Yeah, so I think something really important for you is just to scout. Okay, you want to keep an SCV here, an SCV here, so you know the timing of their command centers, or, well, their expansions, and you want to get an expansion too, okay? Because you never want to be behind an opponent. You always want to have the same amount of bases or more, okay? Because more economy is more army, so yeah. Well, I mean, that's true to a certain extent, because I mean, if they have like 200 SCVs, of course they're not going to have an army, but pretty much. You just want to be on the same number of bases as your opponent, and I think it would be a lot easier for you. Yeah, so just make sure you scout, okay, and don't scout with scans. I mean, yeah, you can. Of course, you want to scout with scans eventually, but you don't want to like use scans as your only means of scouting. And you also got to make sure you transfer the SCVs over here. You want to transfer 8 to here, and then once these are saturated and you get another base, you want to transfer 8 from here, 8 from here, and then make like 6 and put those on gas. Okay? And then always like just continue to macro and continue to produce out of all these buildings. And if you're finding that you have too much money, you want to make more buildings. Okay? And what else? Towers are important too, so you know when things are coming. Missile turrets are good. I'm gonna put them over here, or even like right here, because sometimes they don't go well. Actually, if you put a missile turret, it would work out if you put a missile turret right here. You just kind of have to like figure out every map, and then just kind of like figure out where you want to put supply depots and missile turrets for each map. Okay? Because you don't want to get dropped, because that's really bad, because that kills your economy. And it kills it even more if you're behind, right? Now usually what people do is, well, even if they're not behind, they like to drop, because it does put your opponent behind. So if like, say you scouted and then you had an SCV here, or like you scanned or whatever, and then you realize that he had 3 bases, and he's like, and he has a lot of SCVs on all 3 of the bases, and then you're like, crap, I'm behind, right? You want to get your third, you want to get a medevac or 2 or 5 like your opponent did. Don't drop your entire army though, because that's like really risky, because pretty much if you drop your entire army into your opponent's base, you're not going to get back out. Unless you have like godly medevac micro, then yeah, I guess. But anyway, you're not going to get out. So just do like 2. 1 or 2. Drop it in here. Drop it here. Well, you probably don't want to drop it here since he has a planetary fortress. But like drop it here, here, and oh yeah, Terrans like to get planetary fortresses for their third. So you want to drop here, here, drop at the same time. It works. You don't even have to micro. Like honestly, you just need to click and then press D and then like click where you want it, like click right here or right here, and then you do like you move your medevac, click D, click right here, and you're pretty much good. You don't even need to worry about like the micro, just keep macroing behind it. But of course, I mean, if Marines are standing here not doing anything, yeah, you do want to make them go attack. So I just say like, don't get really frustrated when you lose. Just kind of like figure out why you lost, or if you can't figure it out, you can always ask me and I'll do another analysis. So yeah, don't get frustrated and don't quit, because honestly, I was pretty frustrated when I started first too, but you just got to keep practicing, and every game you got to like work on like 1, 2, or 3 things. Okay, just focus on those, but like don't, when I say focus, I don't mean like only do those, okay, because that's not good either. But like kind of just focus on fixing or like improving on certain areas. Like maybe for next game, you'd want to improve on scouting. So you want to scout your opponent's base in the beginning, keep these, scan, and keep SCVs here and here, oh, and here. Just to see the timing of these bases. And so maybe you want to just like focus on that next game. I'm just saying it as an example. You can just do whatever you want, honestly. But yeah, so when I say scout, I mean like don't only scout. Don't like focus so much on scouting that you forget to build your barracks, because that's bad too. Just kind of like, it's all about multitasking, I guess. So just kind of like work on that, I guess. Yeah. So practice more. Practicing is good. It doesn't matter if you lose, okay? As long as you improve on something, that's good. Okay? So, yeah, just don't get frustrated. Keep practicing, keep trying to improve. And I will see you the next coaching session, I hope. And just let me know on Skype if you have any questions, okay? Bye!